She's defective. She's a defective person.
U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump and his Democratic opponent Kamala Harris have agreed to a debate. Set for September 10th on ABC, it will be the first face-to-face matchup between the rivals in what polls show is an extremely close race. On Thursday afternoon, Trump appeared publicly for the first time since Harris picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate.
I think it's very important to have debates.
Trump said he wanted additional debates on September 4th and September 25th that would air on Fox and NBC. He had previously suggested he might back out of the ABC debate, which was scheduled before Harris replaced President Joe Biden as the Democratic candidate less than 3 weeks ago. After Trump's comments, Harris spoke to reporters before leaving Michigan.
I'm glad that he's finally agreed to a debate on September 10th. I'm looking forward to it and hope he shows up.
An Ipsos poll published on Thursday found Harris had widened her lead over Trump. She leads Trump 42% to 37%. Compared to a 37% to 34% lead over Trump in late July. Echoing a recent attack line from his campaign, Trump criticized Harris for not doing a press interview since she replaced Biden on the Democratic ticket.
She can't do an interview. She's barely competent.
Trump has conducted a steady stream of media interviews, though they are usually with friendly, right-leaning outlets and reporters. Trump announced his Thursday news conference in the morning on his social media platform, and only a select group of reporters were given the advance notice needed to travel to his Florida resort in time. Reuters was not extended an invitation. Harris told reporters Thursday she wants to schedule a sit-down interview, quote, by the end of the week.
She's defective. She's a defective person. And we don't need another defective person as President of the United States. We just had that. I think if she were a Democrat, it would have been, it's much easier to be a Democrat, let me put it that way.
Apparently you don't have to take any interviews.
That's right. You don't have to do anything. We saw that the other night. And you won't see too many more interviews. And I have a debate coming up with this one. And she didn't want to debate. She didn't want to debate. They were not happy about it, but they got the network that they wanted. This network is the worst of all. What's happening to our country is being poisoned, and your schools and your children are suffering greatly because they're going into the classrooms, they're taking the seats, and they don't even speak English. It's crazy. And we have our people that aren't going into a classroom. We have students that were there last year. They're not allowed into the school this year. They're not allowed. It's crazy. We have our veterans sleeping on the streets, and we have illegal immigrants coming into our country living in luxury hotels above where the veterans are. Your kid goes to school and comes home a few days later with an operation. The school decides what's going to happen with your child. And you know, many of these childs 15 years later say, what the hell happened? Who did this to me? All of the things we're talking about, no men and women sports, no gender operation. I mean, these operations, it's crazy. You know, I don't know if you know, Europe has gone totally away from it now.
Yes, sir.
We're way behind them. They don't do it anymore. And this is just horrible. But who could even believe this is happening? So think of it. You have these parents that end up in fistfights at school meetings, and the parents mean well. They end up getting arrested, put in prison.